The Fellowship of the Ring stands at the edge of the Bridge of Khazad-dûm, peering into the gaping maw of darkness that stretches infinitely beneath them. The end of their noble quest is in sight. One simple act, and the One Ring will be lost to the world for good, safely out of the hands of Sauron. Frodo removes the chain hanging around his neck, gazes at the ring one last time, and opens his hand, letting it plummet into the void below the mines, lost forever to the blackness of the abyss. Although this would appear to be an easy end to the War of the Ring, saving the people of Middle-earth years of suffering and sorrow, casting the One Ring into the Abyss of Moria would have done nothing to stop Sauron's march of destruction across Middle-earth, and may have in fact made things much worse. But why would this simple plan have done no good? Why was destroying the ring the only way to vanquish Sauron once and for all? Let's delve deeper into the impossibilities of this alternate choice and explore what effects it might have had on the future of Middle-earth had it come to pass. The answer to these questions can be found in the deliberations during the Council of Elrond, where the greatest leaders of Middle-earth gathered to discuss an end to the devastation left in the wake of Sauron's growing forces, which were a pestilence upon them all, leaving their lands barren and scarred and festering with evil. Glorfindel, the mighty elven lord who once slew a Balrog, sought a triumph won as painlessly as possible, suggesting a course of action quite similar to the one we discussed above. Then, said Glorfindel, let us cast it into the deeps, and so make the lies of Saruman come true. For it is clear now that even at the council, his feet were already on a crooked path. He knew that the ring was not lost forever, but wishes us to think so, for he began to lust for it for himself. Yet often in lies, truth is hidden. In the sea, it would be safe. Gandalf, however, was quick to advise against this strategy, no matter how tempting it was. Not safe forever, said Gandalf. There are many things in the deep water, and seas and lands may change, and it is not our part here to take thought only for a season, or for a few lives of men, or for a passing age of the world. We should seek a final end of this menace, even if we do not hope to make one. Here, Gandalf addresses two key aspects of this issue that contribute to the unfeasibility of Glorfindel's suggestion. The first is the nature of Sauron's abilities. As a fallen Maya, he possessed great power, such as the ability to change his shape at will. He was also immortal, having lived for millennia before the War of the Ring. It took centuries for the ring to fall into Gollum's hands, as the lands and waters shifted and caused it to slowly resurface over time. And all that time, Sauron waited, merely a fleeting shadow of his former self, waiting patiently for the day when his precious ring would reappear. If the ring again became lost, nothing could stop him from slipping into another long period of waiting, watching time ravage the peoples and lands around him, until the ring emerged from its dark prison and found its way to its master once more. Gandalf kept Sauron's immortality in mind, understanding that discarding of the ring in this manner would only delay an inevitable cycle. But perhaps Sauron would not even need to wait. He had already amassed thousands of troops of orcs, trolls, goblins, Haradrim, and Easterlings, all commanded by the Nazgul, who were eternally bound to his service. Even without the ring, Sauron was still able to regain his strength and reorganize his army, and the forces of Mordor proved formidable foes in their conquests of nearby lands. If the One Ring was thrown away, Sauron would simply continue his war against the people of Middle-earth, slowly but steadily, amassing more power and making his way through every nook and cranny of every land until he found his treasured ring. Although hiding the ring in some dark, abandoned place is ostensibly the perfect plan to foil Sauron's schemes and deter him from conquering Middle-earth, the powerful Dark Lord was so driven by desire for total domination that he could be delayed or sidetracked, but never stopped. Gandalf sought a final end to Sauron's reign of terror, and casting the ring into the caverns of Moria, or the depths of the sea, was not that end. But these deep, dark places of the world would not even be a safe resting place for the One Ring, for many creatures lurked in the shadowy corners of Middle-earth, evidence of whose existence we can once again rely on Gandalf to provide. After his fatal struggle with the Balrog, once he had returned to his companions, Gandalf spoke briefly of the things he had seen in the abyss. Far, far below the deepest delving of the dwarves, The world is gnawed by nameless things. Even Sauron knows them not. They are older than he. Now I have walked there, but I will bring no report to darken the light of day. These monsters, unknown to even Sauron himself, are so deeply disturbing to Gandalf that he refuses to speak of them any further, lest the blood of his companions run cold with fear. To let the ring fall into their possession would be catastrophic. But how do we know that these nameless things would be able to use the ring? If we know so little of their nature, how can it be said that they might use it for evil? Well, we do know of other creatures that lurked in the darkness of Moria, a prime example being the Watcher in the Water, the kraken-like, many-tentacled creature that attacked the Fellowship at the west gate of Moria as they were trying to gain passage into the mines. When it attacked, the Watcher grabbed at Frodo, disregarding all other members of the Fellowship and implying that it sensed the great power of the ring and wanted to dispose of Frodo in order to take it for itself. This demonstrates that many creatures in Moria possess intelligence, sinister intent, and a keen desire for power. Allowing the ring to come close to such fearsome monsters might produce disastrous consequences. An eldritch being of that kind in possession of the One Ring would be a completely unprecedented challenge in Middle-earth's history. Gandalf's glimpse of the Abyss likely gave him a vision of such a future. Once the One Ring dropped into the tunnels of Moria, settling in a shadowy crevice, the nameless things would immediately sense its presence and swarm towards it in a rush of gnashing teeth and thrashing tentacles. A struggle would ensue, shaking the very foundations of Moria, until one beast emerges victorious, roaring with triumph and the madness of power. It might burst out of Moria's caverns and begin wreaking havoc and terror on whatever people it finds, or it may burrow further into the bedrock, devouring the very substance of the earth and threatening to crumble the entirety of Arda. Although traveling to Mordor to destroy the ring was a long and painful process, it was 1,000 times better than the unknown horrors of a nameless beast equipped with the might of the ring. Gandalf's wisdom reveals that there truly was only one way to defeat Sauron once and for all. Although throwing the ring away would appear an easy solution, there was nothing easy about this war, and easy ways out would only lead to more suffering. The destruction of the ring and the persistence of the peoples of Middle-earth in their war against evil brought about peace in a way no other course of action could. To hear the answers to more thought-provoking questions about the history of Middle-earth, be sure to subscribe to my channel and ring the notification bell. Captivating new questions, answers, and journeys through Tolkien's vast and magical world. From the mysterious origins of the Ents to the tragic tales of Númenor, my channel is your gateway to Middle-earth. Don't miss out on epic stories and analyses that will enhance your knowledge and appreciation of Tolkien's legendarium. Join my community of enthusiasts and let's travel through these captivating tales together. Stay tuned, stay curious, and keep the spirit of Tolkien alive.